G'day, Dave here, the Enlightened Plumber, with today's quote. If you don't have any critics, you likely have no success. If you have no critics, you likely have no success. This is from Malcolm X. Well, let's get into this one because this is a critical quote piece. So the idea is a critic is anybody who is going to shoot you down, complain about what you're doing, say you can't do it, offer negative advice or no advice at all, or do things or set situations up such that it becomes harder for you to complete what you want to do or achieve the success or the dream that you are after. And so a critic, in my mind, covers a lot of things. Most people will see a critic as being a verbal complainer or onlooker or something like that, but critics come in a whole variety, and the impact is the same, is that they're there to shoot you down and work on the internal resistance that naturally you're already going through, because that's what we as humans do. It's I'm gonna do this, okay, and then there's the thought that goes on, the self-talk and everything else about, well, I can't do it, it's gonna cause me problems, blah, blah, blah. Well, when the critics come in, it's just another little jab in the side that reinforces what your negative side of your brain's telling you anyway. It's like, oh, you can't do that. Why do you have the right? What's gonna go on here? Oh, no, that'll never happen, blah, 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 blah. Well, stop it. The idea is to be strong enough to have your own dream so big and full and inspiring to yourself that whatever critics come along and say, or even your own self-doubt, self-talk, will just be kind of like this murmur in the background that's like, okay, well, I'm just mumbling going on, I'm not even listening or hearing it, and I just carry on. That's what you need to have in your own life, is sort of have that vision to keep going, because critics don't serve you. And the thing is that going on to the next piece of this, if you don't have a critic, you likely have no success. And the reason being is that critics, funnily enough, come out of the woodwork when there is some success going on. As soon as something is going well, there's always someone who is jealous or subconsciously, talked about crabs in the buckets before, wanting to pull you back, wanting to keep you in their clan of losership, where there is nothing going on in their life. There is no progress, there is no build up or whatever. And again, this can be whatever it is. I'm not saying everybody's a loser, but people who are critics typically want to pull someone back. Or what they're doing is, they're not necessarily wanting to shoot you down. They are, but they're not wanting to. That's their way of trying to make themselves look better because they've got a voice and opinion. I mean, no one cares about what they're saying anyway. But that's sort of how they work, is it makes themselves feel better. Doesn't mean they're any better or not, but it's the thing is, it's all about taking those critics and blowing them out of the water. There's no greater success than massive revenge, or something along those lines was kind of another quote. But we're getting into this whole thing of, well, if you have no critics, if there is no one that's coming up and telling you to stop doing something, or there's no one putting you down, or you have no obstacles in your way, you're not really doing anything. You're just moving along. You're keeping in the status quo with everybody else. So at that point, are you actually a success? And these are the questions you need to ask yourself, because you won't have success, true success, unless you've got some critics. Because as soon as you start doing well, people will come out of the woodworks and they'll poo-poo you. They'll be like, no, you can't do that. Just stop it. This isn't gonna happen. They'll even come up with barriers, resistance. They'll find things to slow you down, hamper you, whatever it may be. This is life. That's just how it goes. So you have to get used to it. Don't be scared of it. Embrace it and move on. So with that, if you don't have any critics, you likely have no success either. From Malcolm X and myself, Dave the Enlightened Plumber, have yourself an awesome day. Believe in your dream. You can do it. I know you can. Take care. See you on the next one.